Hello, we're back.
Hi.
It's Big Chunk and
Little Chunk.
really little chunk, really big chunk. Probably last time we did one of these videos, I must have been about 15 kilo lighter, I think. Because we haven't done we haven't done a video since like last year.
No. I mean, we put the engagement up.
But that wasn't a video the same way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had her in the last video, I think.
I think you might have done.
Yeah, I'll have her now. Well, I do, but just got rid of it and got this instead.
No, relatively good, her, surprisingly.
So, kind of putting this up, just sort of the like a little update on us, what we're doing, like in general. Go ahead.
I'm competing in 2 weeks.
No, 2, not 1.
Oh, funny. He's got a sense of humour. He has to still be stuck with me. Way. No, in all seriousness, yeah, that's kind of me, just working away with the help of my fantastic coach.
Luckily, that's not my sore leg.
Yeah, and just working away at that, really. Obviously, did a show there in May, did 2. So, yeah. No real change from me.
No.
What about you?
I'm twice the weight of Little Chunk over here as of this morning, officially. Twice the size, so therefore big. We need like a. I think Belle's got to be medium chunk then.
Aww.
Big chunk, medium chunk, and little chunk. Because we did start calling her baby chunk, but actually, I think when she stands beside you now, I think she could like.
She's probably taller than me.
Yeah. So yeah, she's downstairs at the moment. Probably the best place for her because she came up here, and yeah. But no, so I've still bodybuilding, doing all that, but I've taken up football. Totally different because for me, obviously everyone knows about all the sort of issues I had last year, and yeah, load of. I need something to concentrate on, and like that's because I can't do powerlifting, I can't do bodybuilding. Well, I can, but I have to compete against boys that have additional tools at their disposal, shall we say.
Which I also think, though, it's worth saying, as a natural athlete, you're totally, like, I competed in unattested federation this year. And if that is your choice, cool. I'm not saying you can't. I think that's important to state.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you've just got to fit your criteria. But I also take your point.
No, it's more the fact, like, if I go into Classic, for example, the weight cap's, 96 kg for my height. I go on stage at around about 83. So that's a significant difference. And especially when it comes to sort of my size, like there will be boys that are 13 kilo heavier than me, and that's 13 kilo muscle. And that's the thing is that, so at the moment, just sort of taking things as it comes, really, but taking up football, and it's definitely a new challenge because if anyone knows football, like you've seen Akinfenwa, for example, the only sort of big footballer that is muscular, well, Adama Traore, but to say that he doesn't go to the gym, I would strongly disagree with that. That's another player.
Okay.
He kicks ball, football, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
But, but no, like, for me, it's a lot of weight to shift around, so it's a new challenge, just trying to get the fitness up, things like that, and play with people that do play very regularly and very often, and last time I think I went to a training session, I might have been 16. So that's a big difference, and that was one training session. So that's for me, that's that. And still sort of coaching away, back into the gym, pure gym again, and taking clients in there and loving life, like great crowd in there. And yeah, lately, I don't know. I think I've started to become very opinionated in my old age. And I've started to sort of voice these opinions a lot more because there's a lot of people out there like me and have a similar sort of view on things as I do. And it's just when you put things out, people are like, oh, ah. And it's interesting to see who agrees, those sort of things. Like, it's just more looking at, so with this sort of space as well as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all those sort of ones, there's a lot of misinformed people in this world. getting information from this person, that person, when actually they're getting too much information and the information is too advanced. Like looking at exercises, things like that. You'll see people who are 16 going into the gym now wanting to take SARMs, wanting to take like anabolic steroids, all that sort of stuff. But the SARMs are a big one because they're so easy to get. They can walk into a supplement store, a supplement shop, whatever, and pick them up online, get them delivered to their house. Their mum and dad will be like, that'll be like, oh, just vitamins. And you've got people going into the gym with those sort of things, not knowing enough about them. We don't know enough about those, and then they're also doing these exercises that, to be fair, they're good for intermediate to advanced, more leaning towards the advanced people that have, build the muscle. But when you're trying to build muscle, it's basics and those sort of things, seeing it more and more being into a Gen Pop, so general population gym. So everyone and their uncle are in it. It's the busiest gym in Northern Ireland. So yeah, you'll see a lot of that coming in. And for me, it's my sort of next thing. It's just educating those people and actually how to learn, how to. So basically, the whole point we put up this channel anyway, give people the information we didn't have when we were starting. And that's exactly that, because if I knew when I started off at the gym, well, to be fair, I wasn't doing I wasn't doing like lat isolation work or anything. I was doing lat pull downs, I was doing this, doing that. But making sure they know what they're doing, they understand what they're doing, and they understand why they're doing it, rather than just because Joe Blogs, who has 150,000 followers on Instagram, says we do this exercise. But what he doesn't also tell you is his stack of supplements that he also takes. And there's so much pressure on the younger, like I said, I am old, the younger generation. There's so much pressure to look a certain way immediately. And they're then trying to do that. I just went around there. I'm so sorry. I've got to
But it's not even the pressure to look that way immediately. It's our culture that we live in. Everything is now. Everything has to be now because everything is available now. You know, when our parents were kids, if you wanted ice cream, you had to make sure you went to the shop at the right time of year.
At the right shop.
And the right shop. And you got it in your bit of newspaper and you had to run home with it because you couldn't store it. It wasn't available in the winter like it was. I don't know if it was the same here, but no, like my mum has memories of running down. It was wrapped in paper and it had to be the closest shop because then if it was hot and you got ice cream, it would melt on the way back. And you'd run back and you'd have it. If you wanted, I don't know, raspberries or strawberries, things like that, it was seasonal and you had to have it at a certain time of year. You couldn't have everything immediately all of the time.
And that's one thing I've got to say better with mainland Europe over here is all the diets are seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
And people are healthier there as well. Whereas you look at
the
United Kingdom and Ireland, it is people are getting stuff now and it's...
The culture is now.
I want this. I want bananas. How many times do you drive to Donegal and on the way there you see a banana farm? Please don't tell me there's a banana farm on the way to Donegal. I'll see if there is, can you let me know? I would love to go.
That'd be great.
Also, I heard somewhere, I don't know if it's true, bananas are actually a berry. This could be true. It may not be true.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I agree with you. There is a culture of now and there is a culture of social media pressure, and when those things are put together, yeah. And as you say, the education that we always wanted when we started this channel, I know you've always had a thing of educate but give people the tools to then continue it on themselves.
Oh, 100%,
and
yeah.
I've come to realise in the last few weeks I am so proof positive of this because I had a conversation with my mum yesterday about bodybuilding and what I'm doing. Obviously it's like the second season now and things like that, and I tried to explain to her like my job outside of a prep is to take what I've learned from you to then implement good decisions in the rest of my life, basically, whether that is in a contest prep, out of contest prep, whatever it might be. And actually thinking back to last July when I did my first one and the way I rebounded from that, and then the September and the way I rebounded from that, actually I think coming out of May, maybe that's a separate video, But coming out of May, I did a lot better. Like, yes, I did have a big wobble. That's probably a video in and of itself. I did have a big wobble. But actually maintained condition relatively well, didn't allow myself to get out of control, and had a better head on me. Because I've taken that learning of the understanding of the nutrients I'm putting in, the way I'm training, where nutrients sit in my day, and things like that, and not just being like, oh well, I don't know, I'm supposed to have a protein shake with some peanut butter in it tonight, but that's probably the same as a small cupcake.
But actually, speaking of food and stuff, 2 weeks out, and what do we have for dinner?
I had roast.
What was on it?
Chicken.
just chicken.
No, chicken and vegetables and gravy and some potatoes.
Yeah.
It's great.
But that's the thing is, so me coaching Natalie, again, could be another video, don't know. But me coaching that is different to me, say, coaching someone else down the road. Because I have, as much as a coach, you have a duty of care. A lot of people, like, that's why there's so many people becoming online coaches now, because they've had this coach somewhere that's got them really lean, when in fact they don't actually have the understanding of why, how. And because you'll have coaches out there, which, to be fair, nothing against it, like, that will give a diet plan. In a sense of, I'm a nutrition coach, so technically I can advise on macros, things like that, but actually to give a diet plan, you have to be a dietitian or a nutritionist, not some fella or woman who is like, oh, well, it works for me, so it'll work for you. No. So that's with Nat. I actually just go, here, this is what I want you to eat in a day. She'll come back to me going, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Like, there is a lot of changes in comparison to last year. So I was the one, I loved the skinny food sauces and all those sort of things, which...
So did I.
But I lived off them and sort of introduced them into you, kind of, and you were like, these are good. And then it was that sort of, whereas this year, you season stuff, but you don't...
I've not touched them.
It's that sort of, because you understand why and what is your line that you've been saying to me for weeks.
It's a privilege, not a chore.
And that's the thing is, that's exactly what it is. And when you have to just spice up your food, we've got Scotch bonnet chilies and stuff down there. They're ghost chilies. I was like, maybe you can put some of those in, and that would like help.
Chipotle chili flakes, however, are my new best friend. They're like smoky and spicy. They're great.
But I give her the map in a sense. But it's not like one of those old school RAC maps where they're printed out and you have to go, okay, you turn left, you turn right, you turn right. You can see the map. You can see how to get there, but I'm not going to tell you every turn. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think is different. I would say different to a lot of other people as well, because the amount of people I talk to is the coach goes, here's your food plan. And I think as well that can affect the relationship with food. People can argue that. I love a wee argument anyway.
But then, some people need a meal plan.
Yeah.
And, the number of podcasts I listen to when I'm doing steps or cardio or whatever, there are so many schools of it. Some people need a meal plan because it takes the pressure off and they're happy enough like that. If you were to give me a meal plan, I would feel controlled and restrained.
Yeah.
And it was very important to me, and I've said this to you from day dot, it was very important to me to have control over my food to a degree. Because
there is times that I'll go, maybe don't have that.
Yeah. But again, that's you trying to educate me of like, okay, I understand you want a soda bread because I've said you can have carbs. However, it doesn't digest well. Okay, that's then my understanding. And you'll let me have it once to see what happens. And then go, see, I told you. And like, it's all that kind of thing. But some people, nothing against it. Some people need a meal plan. If that's what you need, go and find a coach that is qualified to do that for you. But there's also then the other schools of, well, if it fits my macros,
yes,
is a whole other thing.
There's very much thin line in physique sports. You have males and females. you'll have people get into it because they've lost weight and they're like, wait, I got a wee bit of muscle here. That's what I did, to be fair. I was like, you know what, let's see what happens.
Mhm.
You've got people that will come into it with eating disorders, with body dysmorphia, with all that, those sort of things coming into it. And you need to take into consideration your client. And that's why there's the personal side to it. So that's why I think great, like, online coaches popping up left, right, and centre. Get them into a gym, see how they are with someone, see how they are with 55-year-old Joan, who's perimenopausal and also a celiac. See how she gets on in the gym. I know she had hip replacement as well. This is a hypothetical person, but get them into the gym, see how they can react with it, like interact with this person. Because see if they can't, they're not going to be the best when it comes to actually going, oh, like, I'll
Change for you.
yeah. So then you've got your 24-year-old female bikini athlete who keeps dropping weight, even though you're upping calories, keeps dropping weight. How are you going to deal with that? It turns out she could have bulimia, she could have this, she could have that. And it's that understanding that being a person at the end of the day. You're a coach, but any good coach is a friend as well. And that's the big thing, is they're not just someone there telling you what to do. If you have a bad day, you should be able to speak to them. And that's something I like to tell people, is it's that communication. Because if your clients feel they can talk to you, you're doing your job right. If they're afraid of you, maybe not.
So that's where our heads are at right now.
Near enough, yeah.
That's us day to day. So yeah, we'll try and get as much as we can over these next 2 weeks of the lead up, perhaps.
Yes.
And you'll come down with us on a little day trip to Dublin. Well, 2-day trip. And we'll show you all of that.
Uh-huh.
And we'll be at your games and stuff.
Aye, yeah, we can do that.
Do that, yeah.
Set the camera up in the corner.
Yeah.
I could do the Steven Gerrard, run up and kiss it.
Yep, absolutely. I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
Even if I don't score, I'm a centre back.
He's a good centre back. Terrifying centre back. So that's us. Thanks for watching. We'll have some targeted content coming, I think.
Yeah. Class. Wonderful. Bye-bye.